What's going on, y'all? Did something a little different today. We tried some cut mullet, and we did pretty good with that cut mullet. There's a couple of differences between hooks, and I guess what we're going to talk about is the circle hook versus a J hook. The circle hooks are like that, and you notice how that point bends in versus a regular hook. That point doesn't doesn't bend in. It basically goes straight up. You know, this is basically a J hook. So but what's the difference between using the two? So the difference between a circle hook and a standard hook of any kind is the circle hook is for something, it's something you want to use if you're just setting your rod in the rod holder and you're waiting for that rod to bend. When that rod bends, the fish will set itself on a circle hook, and you don't really need to set it. You know, you can just start reeling in. Me personally, I can't do that. I want to set the hook. So they're not really a great option for me, but you know, if you're gonna just anchor up and sit back and relax and wait for that rod to bend, the circle hooks are great. But if you're gonna fish with the rod in your hand, like me, like I usually like to do, and wait for that tug and then set with a standard hook, that's what you would need is some type of J hook, or even if it's a treble hook. I'm not using treble hooks for these scenarios because of the grass. You know, whenever you throw it out there, you have to put a little bit of slack in your line and just let it sit, because if you move it any at all, your hook is going to catch all that grass. The best setup that I think is a Carolina rig for this situation whenever you have a bunch of grass. So my Carolina rig, if you're not sure what it is, this is a Carolina rig, and this is a Carolina weight. This is about a 1/2 ounce. So you got your weight, which slips and slides on your main line, and then you have a barrel swivel, and then you have a leader with your hook on the other end. So whenever you cast this out there, that weight is going to go down to the bottom, and then your cut bait is going to basically, you know, stay kind of on top of the grass, even though it's submerged a little bit. So this setup was working good for us today. This particular circle hook was in a 5/0. And the regular J hooks that I normally use for shrimp is the AKI twist hook, one of my favorite shrimp hooks, but it wasn't quite big enough. I did miss a fish on that hook, so I'm gonna need to go just a little bit bigger. I want a hook with this much gap, you know, as compared to, let's see if I can put it where y'all can see the difference. That circle hook is the right size, but for me personally, I just the way I like to set, I did lose 3 fish today, all day with that circle hook, and and it's my own fault, you know, so that's just not the way I fish. It just depends on how you fish. I had a trip with Eddie. I appreciate you, man, for booking a trip. So yeah, the cut bait, the reason I use cut bait and the reason why I picked up some mullet today is because they've been real finicky. I mean, real finicky, spooking from the lure, you know, running the lure right in front of them, and then they taking off, and it's been like that. It's been like that for me for a couple of weeks. We've been catching a few fish on average with lures, but it's been, you know, for the most part, the lure bite has been tough in shallow where I've been fishing. So we went with a cut bait, and we caught a few nice fish on that cut bait. So thanks for watching. Let's go get those lines tight. I've had 3 spook from the lure already. Yeah, that's the same shit they've been doing. I'm gonna try that mullet.
This old guy, he had boys working on.
There you go. That seems to be working. Just let it sit in the rod holder. Another nice one. Oh. He freaking took off with it, man, and I didn't get him hooked. One just made a big wake between these 2 points, right in there too. They're moving around. They're gonna find that bait if you just leave it in one spot. There you go. Yeah, buddy. Oh yeah. You had it set in the rod holder or what? Yeah. Yeah. You gotta be close to slot to pull and drag like that. Oh yeah. It's a slot. Yeah, he's a keeper for sure. That's at least 21, maybe 22. You got a measuring deal? Yeah. He's a keeper though. I guarantee. 21? All right.
You got some fish.
You got some fish for Mama? She probably said, you better bring me some fish back.
Oh yeah, she was pretty.
If I start fishing like this, I'm gonna have to put a rocking chair in my kayak.
There you go. I think I'll go for a recliner.
Yeah, there you go. A lazy boy. Oh, yep, there he is. I forgot not to set. He already had it bent though. Yeah. It looks pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, he's a nice one. About mid-slot. He ain't ready yet. He's still staying down. Oh, get out of there. Oh, yeah. Nah, he ain't over, but I think he's upper. Definitely upper slot. Where'd you get that hook at? There it is, right there in the corner of the mouth. That's typical of a circle. $26.5.